They have not dropped that post yet. The thank you, Justine Pissott post. White's comments on this, and they will make you want to pull your freaking hair off your head. I think it was just not having really the bro. Get rid of Damaris Dantas. To that a thank you tweet yet. Let's check this. Wow. Even if I won, I don't want to visit Gamebridge no more. The fever really pissed me off. Hashtag continue the boycott. Wow.
Justine Pissott is officially no longer a member of the Indiana Fever. The Aces put in an offer sheet, and a lot of people assumed the Fever would counter by cutting one of their actual underperforming roster spots. Instead, Indiana let a promising rookie walk, instead of moving on from a player who's been dead weight on that bench for 2 seasons. That's the decision everybody's furious about this morning, and honestly, it's hard to blame them.
Having really the feeling, what? Chloe, did you have to cut a bunch of ums out of there? Let's try it for the 3rd time. Quote, I think it was just not having really the feeling that we had the ability to open up the roster spot. You've got.
Let's just lay out why this stings so much. This is a team with legitimately no size in the front court, and they just let a 6'4" prospect walk, who shot 42% from 3 in college. That's the exact skill set this roster has been missing all season, and it just got shipped out the door for nothing.
Let's start right here. That, quote, thank you post on the Fever page is going to be lit on this Justine Pissott situation. Yeah, they have not dropped that post yet. The thank you, Justine Pissott post, they haven't posted it yet. Even though it's signed, sealed, and delivered, she's a part of the Las Vegas Aces. We've got words from Chloe Peterson, Stephanie White's comments on this, and they will make you want to pull your freaking.
If Becky Hammon and the defending champion Las Vegas Aces think this player can play, that should have been a giant red flag for Indiana's front office to step back and ask what they're missing. Instead of doing that self-evaluation, the answer was just, let her walk. Play the player. That's it. That's the whole take. You don't let a team like Vegas poach a prospect for free without asking hard questions about your own evaluation process.
Are doing the whole Becky Hammon, Stephanie White had a little something worked out in all this. God, this league. Wow, I can't believe this news. Reason why we should have been playing.
And then you get Stephanie White's actual quote on why they didn't match the offer. I think it was just not really having the feeling that we had the ability to open up the roster spot. I had to read that back myself, because that's about as vague and unconvincing an explanation as you're going to get for cutting ties with a legitimate prospect.
Keep Pissott for Didi or Grace. Get the out, Amber Cox. Y'all better either cut Didi or Grace and sign Pissott. Too late. Pissott would fill a giant hole for this team. You're meaning to tell me she wouldn't have been more impactful than Dantas? She's 11 years younger and 6'4". You cut somebody 6'4" and 11 years younger. God.
White followed that up talking about how developmental contracts exist to prepare players for opportunities elsewhere, essentially framing this as a feel-good story about helping a young player advance her career. That's a nice sentiment, but I have never in my life seen a professional sports organization talk about developing talent specifically so another team can benefit from it. That's not player development, that's just giving away assets.
Even if I won, I don't want to visit Gamebridge no more. The fever really pissed me off. Wow, wait, after head coach Stephanie White told the fans to go away, now you're wanting us back? Ooh, continue. Hashtag continue the boycott. Wow. Again.
Meanwhile, keeping Pissott would have meant potentially waiving rookie Grace Van Slooten or veteran center Damaris Dantas, And in a world where Dantas is still occupying a roster spot after 2 largely unproductive seasons, choosing to keep her over a promising 6'4" shooter is the kind of roster decision that's going to get picked apart all season long.
Cece's probably smuggling herself out in Pissott's luggage. White needs to be fired if she thinks Dantas provides any utility. Damn. Does White think we don't have eyes? We've watched Dantas be terrible the last 2 years. She's unplayable. Probably the worst player in the entire league. She was better under Christie's sides. Oh, I said that out loud. Did I go there?
One Caitlin Clark fan summed up the fan base mood perfectly. Sorry, Cece. Love you tremendously. But if you stay here, you deserve what you get. It's extremely apparent how incompetent the Fever is. That's brutal. But a lot of people are nodding along with it right now. And that frustration isn't coming out of nowhere after a full season of roster and rotation questions.
Said of why the Fever did not match the offer. I think that that's a great thing about these developmental spots, and the challenging thing about these developmental spots is that you have opportunities to develop players. Then when they get an ability to get a standard contract, this is what it's meant for, to continue to advance the opportunity for players and to continue to keep them ready for when their opportunity presents itself. Have you ever seen a league where they want to help other teams out so much in all?
Fans are straight up saying White needs to be fired if she genuinely believes Dantas provides more value than a talented young shooter. And honestly, the numbers back that frustration up. Dantas has been a marginal rotation piece for multiple seasons now, and letting a 22-year-old with real shooting upside walk to keep that spot intact is going to be hard to defend if this roster struggles down low later this season.
Even if I won, I don't want to visit Gamebridge no more. The Fever really pissed me off. Wow, wait. After head coach Stephanie White told the fans to go away, now you're wanting us back? Ooh, continue. Hashtag continue the boycott. Wow. Again.
This is the part of the story that actually matters long term. Fans are starting to say the longer Caitlin Clark stays quiet and sticks with this coaching staff, the more goodwill she's burning with her own fan base. There's a growing chorus calling for Clark to actually use her star power and voice within this organization, because if she can't get through to a coaching staff that keeps making roster decisions like this one, that's a much bigger problem than one lost prospect.
English. Give up the habit so you can talk right. Quote, I think it was just not having really the feeling. What? Chloe, did you have to cut a bunch of ums out of there? Let's try it for the third time. Quote, I think it was just not having really the feeling that we had the ability to open up the roster spot. You've got to be kidding me. Fever coach Stephanie White said of why the Fever did not match the offer. I think that that's a great thing about these developmental.
This is a fundamentally risk-averse organization. They'd rather keep a player who's good at nothing over an unknown but talented rookie. That's a harsh way to put it, but it's hard to argue with the pattern here. Fans have started calling that Dantas roster spot the empty jersey at this point, and when your own fan base is making that joke, that tells you everything about how much trust has eroded.
Cece's probably smuggling herself out in Pissott's luggage. White needs to be fired if she thinks Dantas provides any utility. Damn. Does White think we don't have eyes? We've watched Dantas be terrible the last 2 years. She's unplayable. Probably the worst player in the entire league. She was better under Christie's sides. Oh, I said that out loud. Did I go there?
People are even joking that Stephanie White is reliving her old Villanova coaching days by keeping talented young players glued to the bench, calling this whole situation an unserious poverty franchise approach to roster building. That's an exaggeration, obviously, but it captures just how little patience this fanbase has left for player development decisions that don't actually seem to prioritize the best available talent.
You cut somebody 6'4" and 11 years younger. God. That's crazy. If the Fever get rid of Pissott instead of Dantas, I will give up on this team. Well, it's happened. This was comments that people threw on here.
And this is where it gets real. Fans are pointing out that Stephanie White effectively told frustrated supporters to go away earlier this season, and now the team wants them back for merch giveaways and ticket sales, while Pissott walks out the door with no acknowledgement. You're already seeing the hashtag continue with the boycott picking back up, and until the Fever actually address this decision publicly, that sentiment isn't going anywhere.
On this Indiana Fever official team merch post, oh my goodness. The fans are letting this organization have it. And I tell you what, you're going to start seeing this. A Caitlin Clark fan right here. Sorry, CC. Love you tremendously. But if you stay here, you deserve what you get. Wow. It's